defend our zone until the time runs out.
Yeah, that's quite an introduction. Hey everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And today I am out on the Frontline battlefield in 30 versus 30 combat. Wait a minute, this doesn't look like 30 versus 30 combat. That's right, because this is one front. And in fact, there are 3 fronts of 10 players each battling it out against on a map that is 3 by 3 kilometers. That's 9 times bigger than the biggest map in World of Tanks. Now, you all know about Frontline. I've featured it on this channel many times before. Today is all about a very exciting battle that I had. And also, a very different kind of battle. Let me tell you about the title in this video, if any of you are interested. And what is stream sniping? Well, stream sniping is where somebody is streaming the game in real time, and players take advantage of that to be able to target them in the game and either kill them or alternatively kind of troll them, right? That's something I'm completely used to, and in fact it's a miracle these days that I can even really play World of Tanks. Although, I have to admit, when I played on the North American server at TwitchCon last year, it was just absolutely crazy. I think half of the enemy team was pretty much signing up inside the battle, and they could do because the population is much less. It's very easy to stream snipe somebody if they're playing an unpopular game, but especially if there's a long queue time. Well, in Frontline, it's a different case altogether, because obviously the battle is so large that you've got more than enough time over the 20 minutes to be able to find the person and target them voraciously. Talking about targeting people, I just love playing this new French-wheeled light tank in Frontline and hunting down enemy artillery. You can see them where they are going to be on the map by clicking the My Front button, and then just get up into a position like this and flank. And you can put yourself in a position where the enemies aren't going to think you are. And combine that with the best high explosive rounds that you can get on this vehicle with 90mm of pen and 320 alpha damage, and you can certainly do some work. Now, I did feature this vehicle on my channel on Sunday, the links featuring it again now, but it's not going to be the only tank that I get to play in, and that's because if you die in Frontline, you get to respawn, which allows you to play aggressively and to take risks and to play flashy. And if you die, it doesn't matter because you get to load back in again. And that's one of my favourite ways to play World of Tanks. And it's probably why I've been quite successful inside the Frontline game mode, at least. I feel like I've been playing pretty well. In the play session I had on Tuesday, I managed to get General, I think, in 8 out of 9 games. And the only game that I didn't get General in, there were no Generals, and that's because I think we just defended really well. All the enemies managed to just push through one flank altogether and kill our base before the game had gone on long enough for anybody to be able to achieve it. Now, what is getting General? Well, as you can see up in the top left-hand corner, I'm currently a private. Now, if I manage to rank up, I'll become a sergeant, then I think you become a captain, then a major, and then a general. And each stage that you go up, you actually increase the amount of experience and credits, and also your prestige progress, your rank, that you will be able to get after the game. Now, you saw that I actually just went up like a tinderbox there in the links 6x6 trying to interrupt the cap circle. And that's because that's one of my big tips for you, is that interrupting the cap circle is just a huge amount of experience inside the game, and that actually just gives you more experience overall as well as getting the multiplier. I think if you end up being a general, I think you get 200% extra experience, which is just ludicrous. Sometimes, in my links alone, I've been getting 9,000 experience in pretty much about a 25-minute game. That's outrageous. That's not with an experience booster. I was using an experience booster. That would be significantly more. And in fact, I think tonight when I'm going to play some Frontline, even though it's Valentine's Day, but me and Tanya went out yesterday, I'm going to probably activate some boosters and see if I can work my way towards a tier 9 French-wheeled light tank. Alright, so now I've respawned and I decided, considering the B front has been lost, why not go and try and defend the C front? And I'm getting spotted at really long ranges. And that was a bit weird. I just have no idea how I was getting spotted there. So I'm expecting that there must be somebody in the bush, maybe possibly here, or alternatively the enemies used a recon flight on me. And what's a recon flight? Well, a recon flight is where they send a scout plane overhead and it actually can spot you wherever you are on the battlefield. And I can tell you what, it's my absolute bane of my existence, boys and girls. It's been confusing the hell out of me. I actually noticed that one of my good friends, Phil, said out on Twitter I think about a couple of days ago, that he's just getting spotted all the time in Frontline as well. And it's usually because people are sending scout planes, recon flights over you. Now, obviously, being a relatively well-known World of Tanks player, and when I'm live streaming my actual screen with about only a 10 or 15 second delay to several thousand people over the internet in real time, it's quite likely that people are going to be able to use that to advantage. They can send a flight to be able to spot me me while I have absolutely no chance of being able to avoid this flight, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. And while it's not really destroying my enjoyment of Frontline, it's definitely a little bit frustrating. But then again, you know what? First world problems. And I just want to talk about the whole stream sniping thing. Now, for me, I don't really ever complain about it all that much. I mean, if somebody's going to do it, whatever. I just look at it as a missed opportunity for them. Now, why would you say that? Well, I feel like if I'm watching a content creator or somebody who's made some videos, I feel like I would have an opportunity to fight them in a fair fight, right? Unlike this guy called Orwed just rushed me with his Scorpion G. And up until this point, he's been doing pretty well, right? 3 kills, camping at the back in the tier 8 German premium tank destroyer. Decided to rush me there. I just thought it was a little bit bizarre that they would be able to push me on that flank so aggressively, you know? One of the better players. And then suddenly, whoa, we've got artillery strikes coming in my last known position as well. Okay, alright, well, we'll have to watch out for that. But I look at it like this, that people who are actually putting content out there, they kind of, it's to be expected, right? Of course, people are going to use the fact that they are revealing their position and effectively their team's position in real time to their advantage. Whatever, I can't blame people who do it. If you want to, whatever, it's your choice. As I was saying, I think that it's, when somebody does it, you're kind of losing an opportunity though, because if you do stream snipe someone and then you manage to take them out, then effectively you've wasted an opportunity to fight them in a fair fight and to really test yourself, because even if you win, you'll know that you won because you had the advantage. Nothing to do with either you being a better player or using your skill. And so you're a bit of a wasted opportunity. Alright, considering how I just got taken out there inside the Progetto, which I have to admit, there's a lot of them. The Progetto 46 inside the front line, it's an absolute killer tank. And the fact that it can do well at single shot, but also have that auto-loading facility to be able to stop somebody from being able to go all in against them, like that Scorpion G just did. Progetto is an absolute monster. But I'm loading up in the Samur SM. Now, why am I doing that? Because I feel that they're about to push into the cap circle, and I know that this one is a great cap circle defender. If you can manage to get yourself into the position just over here, you can pretty much lock down the enemy's advance. And if you can stop the enemy from actually advancing towards the cap circle, well, then you're going to win the game. Now, winning in Frontline is a bit of a weird thing altogether, because a lot of people are frankly just playing to be able to go up the ranks, to be able to prestige, to then be able to unlock either the STA2 for free, the WZ111 for free, that's right, full-blooded tier 8 premium tanks for free from playing Frontline game mode, or alternatively, players are trying to prestige so they can save up the points to be able to get there's a premium Emil coming out. I think it's called a 51, Emil 51 or something like that, I can't remember, but really the first tier 8 premium Swedish tank destroyer, which plays a lot like the regular tier 8 Swedish tank destroyer. No, heavy tank, not tank destroyer, apologies. And also there's going to be a mystery tier 9 tank that we don't really know about yet. And this is just where the Samur is king. Look at that. We managed to bounce the 50 TP shell. Now we're putting 1 round into him, 2 rounds into him, 3 rounds into him, locking down his tracks as well. I'm also going to hit him there. And I'm getting base defense points right now, because the 50 TP was inside the cap circle. And every time you shoot the player, you then get the points that they would have got for the capture immediately afterwards. Unlike the random game mode, you actually have to kill the enemy tank to be able to reduce the cap circle altogether. And damaging them simply just holds the cap back. So it's not enough to just shoot the tank. You don't get all of those cap points. And if you manage to do that, then you're actually going to get a huge amount of experience. And so one of my recommendations to you is that if you can cap, you should cap. And if you can defend, you should defend. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. As we waltz forwards, and we instantly get the captain rank. Look at that. We just went from halfway through lieutenant pretty much to halfway through captain, which actually makes me, I think, the first captain on this battle on all fronts. So if you see an opportunity like that, it's really cool, actually. Usually a player like this who rushes forwards to save the battle, to interrupt the cap, and then sacrifices himself afterwards, doesn't really get that rewarded in the random queue. But inside the Frontline game mode, it's actually really awesome. If you manage to push forwards and you make the hero interrupt like we did there, you get the ranks. And the ranks are what will get you towards those prestige points. And if you manage to get those prestige points, then you're going to be able to unlock those mystery tanks or the premium vehicles for free, although really not for free, because I've calculated how long I think it's going to take you to be able to actually prestige those 10 times. Now for me, because I'm getting general in pretty much all of my games, I think I can do it in probably about 100 hours, 10 prestiges in 100 hours. And you've got 10 weeks to be able to do that, so I've got to play for 10 hours for 10 weeks over pretty much the next year. But for an average player, you're going to be getting far less, because the general rank gets you 1,200 points. But I think to be able to get the lieutenant rank, or even the captain rank, I think you're getting far less. I think you're going to probably end up having to spend 300 hours to be able to get yourself all of the vehicles if that's what you want to achieve. Now 300 hours over 10 weeks is 30 hours a week, which is very brutal indeed. Alright, talking about brutal, what's about to happen to me is very brutal. And that is that while we just managed to not interrupt the cap circle but delay it a bit on the LT-432, I am about to get absolutely smashed there by an artillery strike that forces me to go forwards. Another artillery strike hitting my vehicle. It seemed to be focused on me quite a lot this game. And then here we go. Oh yeah. Here comes that black dog that rushed us just a little bit earlier. Same player called Orwell. And to be fair, you know what? At this stage of the game, I just thought, wow, great play, you know. Managed to shut me down. And look, I actually was so aggressive there. And before I had another resupply of a vehicle, I now have to wait for 3 minutes and 30 seconds before I can respawn. And so at the time, I was saying, holy moly, well played. Look at this black dog, 6 kills, having a cracking game, managing to just dominate me there, and now clearly going to win the front. So I was giving them a round of applause, doing some really good stuff. And that was probably the first time in about 10 frontline battles or so that I actually had to sit there for a long respawn. It was absolutely brutal. So a few minutes later in the battle, after I sat there twiddling my thumbs, feeling like an absolute muppet, I finally get to respawn again. Now the enemies have taken the C cap circle and they've also taken the D cap circle, and I respawn in the Progetto 46 because I want to defend against the enemy's advance, and boy are they advancing down this front. It's neck and neck with the amount of players that they have, and they've all been spotted in this location. So I'm thinking to try and get over towards where, just about up here, near where the SU-101 is, and I should be able to spot the enemies as they advance at me, and then suddenly, bam! My sixth sense goes off again! And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is very weird, right? So I managed to get spotted. So it must be the enemy sending a recon flight overhead once again. It does make it very tricky to stream this game when you are getting focused with those recon flights. And then there's artillery strikes left, right, and center. But these are the ones that really matter. Because I'm not spotted any longer, because I would be getting shot. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. The same black dog we saw at the bottom of the screen. It actually tells you, puts a strafing run against me. And then his friend in the same platoon as him puts in an artillery strike on me there as well. So, wow, this platoon really has it in for me. So I was thinking now, oh wait, that guy who I was just giving respect to for playing well and shutting me down several minutes before, they're actually watching the stream. Okay, fine. And as soon as I spawned, they used a recon flight on me. And then as soon as I got into position, they watched the stream as to where I was sitting to drop the artillery strikes on me. Okay. And look, he's coming in to try and finish me off here. All right, ladies and gents. Well, obviously, considering I still have 3 minutes left, you can see it right here. Before I manage to get another tank, I'm very cautious. I don't want to die. I want to see this guy, this stream sniper, basically push into a position where they're going to be a little bit too aggressive, where I could hopefully take advantage of it. And just like, I felt like such a mug. I was sitting there complimenting this guy in front of thousands of people, and in fact, they probably just got my stream up on the monitor there, and as soon as I spawn, they recon flight me, and then they tried to use their airdrops on me. These sneaky little lads, right? Yeah, but I'm going to show them that you don't mess with the baby. Okay, there you go, one down. We got Allwed. We put him down in his black dog. And up until this point, he's got 9 kills. He's pushing a captain rank. He could have been the first major in the game if he continued to play well. But you know what? He decided to come and fight me. Now, I went into the repair depot there and I managed to repair my tank to full. So I've got enough hit points now, I feel, to be a bit aggressive. So I push forwards, I kill the defender, I claim the first major spot in the game. Actually, sorry, maybe the second major spot, as there's a T-54 Mod 1. And then I see, oh, here's his platoon mate, Severus Snape. All right, well, yeah, how about I send you back to, well, not the garage, but I send you back to the reload screen as well. Okay, not too bad. And now looks like, because now that I know who is focusing me, I can use that to my knowledge to be able to focus them. And it's just oh so satisfying to see when people are doing it to you inside the Frontline game mode. Now inside the random queue, there's nothing that I can do about it, because by the time that I've noticed they're doing it to me, I'm dead, right? And I'm in the garage, and then I won't be able to meet them again unless they try to sign up at the same time as me. But inside the Frontline game mode, I can respawn. I can target them. I can come back against them. And here's the same guy. It's that black dog or the Orwed guy. And we shut him down again. Oh, buddy, come on, mate. You had captain rank. And now we're already head to major. I had like hardly any kills and you had 9 kills. Oh, dude, what is happening now? Now you get shut down again. Oh, watch out. If that happens 1 or 2 more times, that guy might end up having to wait for about 3 or 4 minutes to play again like we did. And then it's his platoon mate again. Look, this Severus Snape guy in his Progetto, or should I say the Pantera, who spawned, is now making their way straight towards me again down this flank. And I was thinking, okay, fine, all right. Well, maybe we can get the Pantera as well with the T-32. And so this is just absolutely awesome for me. I was loving it right now. After just an absolute roller coaster of emotions that was this game. We had what I thought was just getting owned by very good play by that black dog on the enemy team after he bum rushed me literally in the Scorpion, and then the black dog made me have to respawn for a while. And then I realized, oh my word, they're shooting me as I'm spawning. There's no way that they would have known when to do the recon flight, because I was sitting there dead for 4 minutes. And then we managed to go and just kick their butt 3 times in a row. Now, whether they're going to be able to get revenge on me, we're just going to have to wait and see. And we're also going to have to find out to see if we can manage to interrupt the cap circle here. So remember what I said a few minutes ago, that if you can interrupt the cap circle, it's the #1 thing that you should do. I'm thinking about going for the WZ, but he's no longer in the cap circle. So instead I'm going to shoot the Chrysler. But remember, by shooting the Chrysler in the tracks, it doesn't actually reset the cap points, it only delays the cap altogether. So we can do that a couple more times, then maybe we can hold on to it. We really need to kill the Chrysler. I'm hoping that artillery will manage to shut him down. There's one, and there you go. We actually managed to put another round into the Chrysler that gets us the general rank. But oh wait, oh, I forgot about these guys. I forgot about this donkey and his IS-3A. And Orwed, whatever it is, IS-3A came back to get me because, you know, he had to go get the Soviet Tier 8 premium tank destroyer, right, to be able to finish us off. Although I can't really talk. I'm playing Progetto, I'm playing Lorraine, I'm playing some more SM. I'm a complete pay-to-win noob inside the Frontline game mode, so I don't know if I can say much. Well, actually I can, because this is amazingly satisfying to see somebody who was ahead, completely ahead. They were on 9 kills. They could have easily managed to get the general rank first in this game. Only just managed to get the major after me. Now I have to see if they've thrown the battle by pretty much that huge lull in their play there. Pretty sure that they had to have a bit of a while to be able to respawn. Alright, so at this stage of the game, what's the most important thing to do? Well, the most important thing to do is to look at the map and try and figure out where the enemy's attack is going to be. So you can see that I knew that once I died here that my team were going to be defending the 5 cap fairly well. But what I can do instead is notice the enemies are going to push across this choke point, this bridge. They're all going to try and push in. They're going to try and take Objective 3 and Objective 4. And then once they've taken Objective 3 and Objective 4, they only need one of the others to be able to secure the game altogether. So I respawn, and then I'm going to make my way up into this very cheeky position up here to see if we can pick up a few kills at tanks that are advancing against us. Although we completely messed up the first shot there, didn't we? Against the Black Dog. One funky thing that you can actually do on this map is you can make your way up onto the platform you saw on the left, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I'm going to make my way around this corner and see if I can shoot over here and try and provide... Oh yes, here we go. This is what you want. So that's the WZ-121. That's the Tier 8 Chinese premium tank destroyer. Tries to fire at me on the move, nearly hits me, but we shut them down and we are just mopping up right now. This is just getting extra experience. We already got the general rank earlier, and now anything that you can add on to it is just a huge bonus. because obviously, as I mentioned, the general rank gives you 200% extra experience and 200% extra credits, I believe, or at least experience. I'm not sure about the credits, possibly. I think they do. And so anything that you can get on top of that is just absolutely tremendous. So you can see that position up there. It's a bit of a bizarre one, but it's very exposed, but it does allow you to poke out some vision. So feel free to come up here and just poke vision for the enemy team. Sometimes you can get your artillery firing. Sometimes you can just gauge where the enemies are going to be attacking. But now I realize that there's no point in really hanging around up here anymore. And there's also a fantastic opportunity. If you poke yourself over this ridge, quite often the heavies just slowly trundle their way up the hill, and you can take them to town. You can just absolutely obliterate them in the side there. Alright, so we're going to speed this replay up towards the end because I realize that the enemies are pushing towards 5 down that front. And who is it? Oh, it's our friend. It's Allwed again. Oh, sorry, bro. Oh, well, looks like you're probably going to have to wait a little bit. And the 12 kills, you got to feel a little bit bad about this because, well, spoilers, this battle is going to end rather quickly from this moment. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like Allwed has any more tanks that they can spawn in. So they can't manage to spawn. They can't manage to probably get the tiny slither of experience they needed to be able to get the general rank inside this battle. And with the timer counting down, the siren sounds out, victory has been won, and oh, I'm sorry, buddy, but the stream sniper stays major and doesn't get general. And for me, that's sweet justice, boys and girls. And so all in all, yeah, I've been loving the return of Frontline. It's just something different to do. It's fresh, and I think that Wargaming are really onto a winner here with bringing it back for a week, giving us a 3-week break, and then bringing it back again. I think it's going to be lots of fun to participate in over the year. And while the fact that you fight against same-tier opponents and you don't feel like you have to fire premium rounds because each kill isn't quite so important, for me at least, the real winner is the respawning feature. It doesn't feel like the end of the world when you make a mistake, and it also allows you to play more aggressively because you know even if you die, you can come back again. It completely changes the whole vibe of playing the game, and I think for the better. Although, would I want this to become the main game mode of World of Tanks? No. At least in its current form, I think it's fun to play for a week and then have a few weeks off. But if I was to, say, play this every single day for a few months, I think I'd be bored out of my mind. I truly hope that Wargaming are working on a new map. I could be completely wrong, but I can imagine that I might even get very bored of this just playing it 1 week a month if Wargaming don't inject some more variety into it. But I guess we're going to just have to wait and see because there's not even an inkling of a rumor of another map of Frontline yet. But I have to admit, with 9 more campaigns, or should I say episodes, after this one, there's a lot of opportunity. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this tale of revenge against the dirty stream snipers. And while I've definitely had better games of Frontline, this one was probably the most satisfying. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, but if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know in the comments what you think about Frontline now that we've been playing it for a few days. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.